I'm Bill Gates, co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Ask me anything.
What are the limits of money when it comes to philanthropy?
Philanthropy is small as a part of the overall economy, so it can't do things like fund healthcare or education for everyone. Government and the private sector are the big players, so philanthropy has to be more innovative and fund pilot programs to help the other sectors. A good example is funding new medicines or charter schools where non-obvious approaches might provide the best solution. One thing that is a challenge for our foundation is that poor countries often have weak governance, small budgets, and the people in the ministries don't have much training. This makes it harder to get things done. If we had more money, we could do more good things. Even though we are the biggest foundation, we are still resource limited. Edit. We discussed this in our annual letter this year, www.gatesletter.com.
Do you ever disguise yourself and just walk around incognito?
I sometimes wear a hat. For example, when I did college tours with my son, I wanted the focus to be totally on him. A lot less people recognize me when I have a hat on, or else they realize I am trying to be incognito. Mostly when people do recognize me, they are super nice, so I don't feel it is a burden to be noticed most of the time.
Can you still jump over an office chair from a standing position? Edit. https://u.new/77y27 for those who need it.
Perhaps a small chair, a stool. I do exercise and ski, but my main sport is tennis, which doesn't involve jumping. Some people jump over the net, but that isn't part of the sport.
What kind of technological advancement do you wish to see in your lifetime?
The big milestone is when computers can read and understand information like humans do. There is a lot of work going on in this field: Google, Microsoft, Facebook, academia. Right now computers don't know how to represent knowledge, so they can't read a textbook and pass a test. Another whole area is vaccines. We need a vaccine for HIV, malaria and TB, and I hope we have them in the next 10 to 15 years.
Just wanted to reply to say that I love you, Bill.
Thanks.
Hey Bill, so what's the status on that Age of Empires game? You said you would look into last https://u.new/nkqqf.
I know it's been ages since /u/LaClick began this campaign, but I finally have an answer for you. Hopefully it will be worth the wait. https://u.new/mk5fn.
If you could give 19-year-old Bill Gates some advice, what would it be?
I would explain that smartness is not single-dimensional and not quite as important as I thought it was back then. I would say you might explore the developing world before you get into your 40s. I wasn't very good socially back then, but I am not sure there is advice that would fix that. Maybe I had to be awkward and just grow up.
What do you think is the most pressing issue that we could feasibly solve in the next 10 years?
A lot of people feel a sense of isolation. I still wonder if digital tools can help people find opportunities to get together with others, not Tinder but more like adults who want to mentor kids or hang out with each other. It is great that kids go off and pursue opportunities, but when you get communities where the economy is weak and a lot of young people have left, then something should be done to help.
Hello Bill Gates. What is your idea of success?
Warren Buffett has always said the measure is whether the people close to you are happy and love you. It is also nice to feel like you made a difference, inventing something or raising kids or helping people in need.
Okay, Mr. Gates, what's a typical Bill sandwich consist of? I'm talking breads, meats, cheeses, condiments. If you could only have one sandwich on Earth, what would it be?
Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. Although the foundation work is super promising and will be the biggest thing over the decades ahead, I still think the chance to be part of the software revolution empowering people was the biggest thing I have gotten to do. Right now I am very focused on making sure we successfully eradicate https://u.new/LAC. That will be amazing if we do it, as good as shipping even the best software product.
If you could create a new IP in business with Elon Musk, what would you make happen?
We need clean, reliable, cheap energy, which we don't have. It is too bad the sun doesn't shine all the time and the wind doesn't blow all the time. The Economist had a good piece on this week. So we need some invention, perhaps miracle batteries or super safe nuclear or making sun into gasoline directly.
I am sure you have traveled to all types of famous places. Do you have a favorite vacation spot?
Australia is particularly nice. It is summer there when it is winter here, so going there in December and January is especially nice. I spent Thanksgiving there last year. I have gotten to travel to a lot of great places like the Amazon in Brazil, which I recommend.
I have to know. I saw what you got your Secret Santa this year and it was amazing, but what did you end up receiving? Edit. Helpful Redditors answered my question below, so thank you. Follow up. What did you think of it and what would you suggest to get you, if I were lucky enough to pull your name this year?
A contribution to Rotary to help end polio is a gift I would appreciate. Also, any great book you have read and found interesting. Overall, like Warren Buffett, I am optimistic about the long run. I am concerned in the short run that the huge benefits of how the US works with other countries may get lost. This includes the aid we give to Africa to help countries there get out of the poverty trap.
Hi Bill, I'm going to become a father this summer. Do you have any advice you wouldn't mind sharing, from one dad to a dad-to-be? Thanks.
I just went on a trip with my 17-year-old son to see 6 colleges. He is a junior in high school and trying to figure out where he should go. Trips like that have been a great way to spend time together. He reads even more about politics than I do, so I let him pick books for me to read. Melinda is very creative about helping me find chances to spend time with the kids. Even just driving them to school is a great time to talk to them.
Did you copy Steve Jobs or did he copy you?
The main copying that went on relative to Steve and me is that we both benefited from the work that Xerox PARC did in creating graphical interface. It wasn't just them, but they did the best work. Steve hired Bob Belleville. I hired Charles Simoni. We didn't violate any IP rights Xerox had, but their work showed the way that led to the Mac and Windows.
What do you think about universal basic income?
Over time, countries will be rich enough to do this. However, we still have a lot of work that should be done, helping older people, helping kids with special needs, having more adults helping in education. Even the US isn't rich enough to allow people not to work. Someday we will be, but until then, things like the Earned Income Tax Credit will help increase the demand for labor.
Hi Bill, what's the biggest first world problem you get?
I would say education is the key problem. If you can solve that, then it helps with a lot of things. Maybe I didn't understand the question. Maybe it's supposed to be some idiosyncratic thing that bothers me.
Bill, big fan, but I've got a question and I need you to formally settle it. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Good question. If you don't have a bun, then it absolutely is not. If you slice the hot dog and put it on a normal piece of bread, like https://u.news/4pmcl, then it is. When you use a hot dog bun, then it is ambiguous.
STEM, or STEAM?
I am not sure if STEAM here means the gaming platform or adding arts to science, technology, engineering, and math. I have always been a big STEM fan, but I have nothing against either STEAM.
Mr. Gates, how do you feel about President Trump and his views on global climate change?
I hope his administration will decide that funding RAND to invent the next generation of energy, clean, cheap, reliable, is a good deal for the US and for the world. Climate change requires cooperation between countries over a period of decades, but we don't have much time to waste.
Hey, Mr. Gates. Was there any book that helped you through your career?
I have recommended a book called Business https://u.news/gug2 that chronicles some big successes and failures. I learned a lot from that.
Favorite TV shows? Food? Video games?
There are so many great TV shows now I can't keep up. I thought someone might ask specifically about Silicon Valley, which I love. I can relate to Richard. Silicon Valley captures a lot of how crazy it is to start a new company and the dynamics of success. All the employees of Pied Piper remind me of people I have known. I love This Is Us, The Crown, The Nick, Homeland, Downton Abbey.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more quality content every day.